Welcome back, all you die-hard Dodgers, to Shibe Park as the Dodgers hit the road in Game 9 of this 1951 Dodger replay, coming off of a win yesterday to salvage a little bit of pride for Brooklyn as they take the last game of a three-game set with the Braves by a final score 6-1. Don Newcomb did everything he could to finish out the complete game, but came up just a couple outs short. Clem Levine came in, slammed the door shut. Brooklyn ended the four-game winning streak, and now they have an opportunity to put together a winning streak as they come to Philadelphia to take on the Phillies. But they've got a tough task as they will have to do it against Robin Roberts, one of the best in the game. So Roberts will be the starter today for Philadelphia, and in the actual game played on April 26, 1951, Roberts went 9 innings, 8 hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts, and he earned the win. So a good day for Roberts there. Hopefully the Dodgers can spoil his outing this afternoon and put together their back-to-back wins. It'll be Cuyk for the Dodgers taking the bump today. And without further ado, Gene Hermansky will lead things off as Robin Roberts' offering on the way is a 5-4. And we are underway here at Shibe Park. And right away, we've got an X chance as Seminick back behind the plate. It is an 18 on the 20, and the 2 die add up to 8, so Seminick will get the out. And Hermansky is retired. 1 away as Carl Furillo will step to the plate. Furillo goes hitless in the April 26, 1951 matchup against Roberts. But this time, he's got an opportunity to change things. It is a 2-8 for Furillo. And he smacks this one, but it's right at Grammy Hamner. And that is the second out of the inning. And we'll see Duke Snider come to the plate for the first time. Snider hitting 200 through the first 7 games of the season. I'm sorry, through the first 8 games of the season now. As Snider's pitch from Roberts is a 2-10. And Snider skies this one to left. Sisler, though, going to camp underneath it. And that will end the Dodger threat, or lack thereof, in the top of the first inning. And that will send the Phillies to bat here in the bottom of the first with Eddie Waitkus to lead things off against Chris Van Cuyk. And the offering, 5-6. Hit to right field. That's going to get over the hedge of Hodges, and that's a leadoff single for Waitkus. And he's on, not a threat to steal. Ashburn comes to the plate. 10 for 30 to start out the season, and it looks like he's going to drop down a bunt. He does. And we are just going to get the sure out at first. Sack bunt for Ashburn, and that'll bring Willie Jones to the plate. Pitch on the way to Jones is a 1-6. And Jones strikes out looking. Big strikeout there. Second out of the inning. As Waitkus stands on at second with the leadoff single, it'll be up to Del Enos to try to drive him around. And Van Cuyk's offering is a 5-2. 5-2. We've got an X chance for Hodges over at first base. On the 20, it is a 5. And a 12, right in between a couple of errors. So Hodges makes the play. Van Cuyk out of the first, no damage done after the leadoff single. And after 1, we are knotted at 0. For anybody who has been following the videos here, I want to give a shout out to anybody watching on Twitch. We are just trying something new, as I said in the first video. Boredom is a big word with all that's going around in the world, and especially in the United States. So we're just doing different things and messing around. So anybody that's watching on Twitch today, I appreciate it. You can see both channels listed at the bottom of our stream. As we turn things over here into the top of the second, it'll be Jackie Robinson leading things off. And it is a 6-8 for Robinson. Robinson right to the shortstop Hamner, who throws on to first, and that's one away. Next up is Gil Hodges, 5-8. And we've got a X chance for Galliot. And he's playing at second base, so X chance on the way. On the 20, it's a 16 and an 11 in the airs, and there's going to be an error. As Galliot could have, he got to it, but he couldn't field it cleanly. Ball gets through. Hodges is on with an E4. And that'll bring Roy Campanella up. And as we've said in the past, Roy Campanella having himself one heck of a start to the season. 31 at bats, and he's hitting .581 with a couple of long balls. So Campanella, 5-11. And it'll be Wakus out at first with an X chance. Perhaps a double play. On the 20, it is a 12, setting up nicely for the double play for the Phillies to get out of it on an 8, and it will be. Ground ball over to first. He throws on to second for a 3-6-3 twin killer, and Roberts is out of the inning. No damage done after the error committed by the second baseman, and the Phillies will come to bat in the bottom half of the first inning. As Van Cuyk's offering to Sisler is a 4-9. On the split, it's a 19. And Sisler, long fly ball, deep right center field. Off the wall, it's a double for Dick Sisler. Leadoff double puts him at second base with Granny Hamner coming up. And the Phillies, major threat here in the second with a leadoff double. And the offering to Hamner is a 2-8. And Hamner, weak ground ball to the left side. Cox comes up with it, throws to first, gets the out. In the process, he gave Sisler a look. Sisler had to hold it second. And that's where he's at right now with one out. And Andy Simonek coming to bat. The offering, a 3-5. On a split, that's a 16. And that ball swung on to left. It's lined out to left, to third. Lined out to the left side of the field, right at the third baseman. So Van Cuyk is one out away from minimizing the damage after the leadoff double from Sisler, and he offers up a 1-12 for Mike Galliot. The pitch on the way, and he hits him. Not a big concern, as that brings the lineup to the end, and Robin Roberts up now with an opportunity to help his cause. As the pitch on the way to Roberts, it is a 3-7. And Roberts to the right side, right at Jackie Robinson. He fields it, throws on to first. Inning over, and Sisler stranded at second base after the leadoff double. So Van Cuyk minimizes the damage, and Pee Wee Reese will lead things off as the Dodgers go 7, 8, and 9 to start the top of the third. As Roberts' offering to Reese is a 3-4. And Reese swings, weak ground ball to the left side. Jones is there, picks it up, fires to first, and Reese is retired. One away for Billy Cox. 5-7. On a split, and it's a 5. And Cox ropes that one to left, way back, and it's a triple. Found the gap, and Cox races around for a one-out triple, and a big opportunity now for the Dodgers with a man on at third base. And we're going to safety squeeze. And Cox gets tagged out at home. Cuyk can't get the job done. The wasted triple as the run does not score. And Hermansky will come up for his second time with the pitcher on at first. So wasted opportunity there as Hermansky gets a 3-10. And Hermansky ropes this one to left. That's a base hit. Cuyk will hold at second as Carl Furillo steps to bat. So an opportunity, or plenty of opportunities here in the third, but can the Dodgers break through? And it is a 2-10 to Furillo. Pitch on the way. Furillo swings, drives this one to left, and Cuyk is going to be waved around. Throw is going to come home. We're going to send the trailing runners as well. Not cut off, and the throw is a 1. Cuyk scores, and everybody moves up. So Carl Furillo comes through after Cox's triple, and he gets tagged out at home on the safety squeeze. Furillo picks up the offense with a 2-out single that plates Cuyk, and both runners advance as the throw came in. And that puts runners at second and third for Duke Snider. His offering is a 6-4. And Snider hits this one to the right side, right at the second baseman. He'll fire it to first, but the Dodgers break through in the third for 1. And after 2.5, they lead it 1-0. As Cuyk offers up a 2-6 to the top of the lineup for the Phillies, and that's Eddie Waitkus. The 2-6, it's a dribbler right at Hodges. He's going to take it himself to the bag, 1 away. As Richie Ashburn now steps up. 1 out, and it is a 5-8. And Ashburn swings and skies this one deep to right center. And that's going to be in the gap for a double. So Ashburn on with a 1-out double. Willie Jones comes to the plate. Jones paced the way for the Phillies in the 51 season with 22 long balls. He's still looking for his first of the season here, as the offering on the way to Jones is a 5-7. On a 16 for the split. And that ball is hit right at the third baseman. Cox is there, makes the play. That's 2 away. And it is Del Enos with a chance to at least tie the ball game. It is a 4-4. And Pee Wee Reese going to have to make a tough play. It is a 4 on the 20, so he gets to it, and it is an 11. And tough play for Reese, but he comes through for Cuyk, and the Dodgers get out of the inning. No damage done after the 1-out double from Ashburn, and headed to the fourth. Dodgers clinging to a 1-0 lead as we see Jackie Robinson lead things off. He gets a 3-11 in his second at bat. And Robinson walks, and right away we're going to check and see if he can get the jump. And he does not, so he'll stay at first for now as Hodges comes up. Hodges gets a 3-8. And Hodges strikes out looking. So Robinson stuck at first base with one out now, and Campanella coming up. He grounded into a double play his first at bat. It is a 5-9. And this ball hit to the right side. Not going to get down, though, as Enos out there reels it in. That's 2 away. And now Robinson again stuck at first base after the leadoff walk. Has to rely on Pee Wee Reese to drive him in. And it is a 1-7 for Reese. And Reese back up the middle. No, it's just a fly ball. And that is going to do it. So the leadoff walk does not hurt Roberts. After 4.5, it is Brooklyn 1 and Philadelphia nothing. As Dick Sisler set to lead things off for the Phillies in the 4th. He doubled back in the 2nd, leadoff double, and was stranded there. As we see Van Cuyk's offering is a 2-6. On a split, this is an 11. And Sisler, fly ball to right. And it's an out. Furillo slides over and makes the play. 1 away in the 4th as Granny Hamner now to bat. And he gets a 6-9. And that ball skied to right again, and Furillo going to coast over, and he'll make the play. 2 quick outs, 2 quick fly ball outs for Van Cuyk. And he's got Andy Semenick. It is a 2-7 for Semenick. And that ball shot back up the middle for a single. So a 2-out single for Semenick. And we will not hold him. He will not try to get the jump. And it'll be Goliath with 2 away. 2-8. And right down the middle, just looking, big strikeout ends the 4th inning. They get a 2-out single for the Phillies, but no damage done. And after 4 innings now, Brooklyn again clinging to that 1-run lead. As Billy Cox will come up. He had a triple back in the 3rd, but then was tagged out on a squeeze play. Did not score. And his offering is a 5-10. And it's Jones over at 3rd base. Chance to make a tough play. On the 20, it is a 1, but his range is excellent, so he will get to the baseball. And it is a 13. And Willie Jones, tough play, comes up throwing, though, and gets Cox by a step. As Van Cuyk will come up. Then into a fielder's choice, which we just talked about when he bunted earlier in the game. Didn't get the squeeze successful. He'll come up here in the 5th now with a chance. It is a 6-9. And Van Cuyk, fly ball to right. Enos, easy play. That's 2 quick outs as they turn the lineup over for the 3rd time. And it'll be Gene Hermansky. 4-4 for Hermansky. On a 14. And Hermansky skies, no, line drive right at the 2nd baseman. Looked like it was climbing, but instead it was a line drive right at the 2nd baseman, Mike Goliath. He snares it, and that ends the inning. So after 4.5, Dodgers still cling to a 1-run lead, and the Phillies have 9-1-2 up. As Roberts steps in, his offering is a 5-7. On a split, it is a 12. And Roberts puts this one in play to the left side. Line out at Billy Cox. pretty good defense on the left side. You've got Cox and Reese to shut things down. Hermansky out there takes a little bit away. Actually, pretty good defense all around, as everybody rated 1 or 2 along the infield and in the outfield as well, except for Hermansky. Thompson will be the late substitution, of course, defensively for the Dodgers in left, as Cuyk throws a 4-4 out there. And it's Pee Wee Reese going to have to make a tough play. I lost one. There it comes back. It is a 17 on a 10. 17 on a 10, and Reese, smooth operator at shortstop, makes the play, throws to first. Important play, as that gets the leadoff hitter Wakes out. And now there's 2 outs here in the 5th, as Ashburn comes to bat. It is a 6-11. And Ashburn going to show bunt. Campy Fields throws, and he's in there. Just beat it out. Richie Ashburn showing off the legs as he beats that out. We'll hold him there at first base. So a 2-out bunt for a hit gets a runner on for the Phillies here in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs. As Willie Jones, 5-8 on a 9. And that ball skied to center. Does it get over Snyder's head? It does. Going to have a play at the plate. We have got to throw. And it is. It looks like a 9. It is a 9. So that is going to score Ashburn after the bunt single with 2 outs. Jones comes through with a 2-out double. Ashburn scores from first, and the Phillies tie it up, as Del Enos now up 4-4. I'm sorry, 4-12 on a 12. And this ball hit to left, going, and goodbye home run. And just like that, 2 outs in the 5th, a bunt single, a double, and now a 2-run home run, and the Phillies have a 3-1 lead on Cuyk and the Dodgers, as Sisler now steps in. It is a 6-6. Another split. This is a 15. Ground ball to the right side. Hodges Fields throws on to first, and that gets it done. But the Phillies take the lead 3-1, and the Dodgers have some work to do, and they have really struggled to threaten, as they've only gotten 3 hits off Roberts so far today. As Furillo, one of those 3 hits, and he picked up the RBI back in the 3rd inning, will come up to hit. And the pitch on the way to Furillo is a 5-10. And that's Jones out there at 3rd base. It is a 15 on a 14. 15-14, and Jones will make the play. So 1 away, as we'll see Duke Snider step up. Snider average down to 189. 4-5. As Snider right at the shortstop. There's 2 quick outs for Roberts, and exactly what you want to do. You get the lead, you want to come back out and pitch a shutdown inning. And he is an out away from doing so. 5-8 for Robinson. And that's Gulliot out there at 2nd. On a 10, he will get to it. And an 8, and he'll make the play. And just like that, Roberts gets his shutdown inning. Brooklyn goes down in order. And after 6.5, the Dodgers are chasing 2 as the Phillies lead at 3-1. As Cuyk will come back out. He'll face Hamner. And his first offering is a 2-8. And Hamner to the left side. That'll be Cox on to first. One away. Phillies still lead at 3-1. As a 2-7 thrown to Simonik. And that ball smoked to left for a single. So 1-out single for Simonik. Goliat is up. We won't hold Simonik. And almost picked him off. But he's back to the bag. And it's Goliat up with 1 away. 5-9. And Goliat swings and misses. Big strikeout. Now Roberts comes up. Runner on at first. They'll obviously leave Roberts in the ball game, as he has shut down the Dodgers so far today. And Roberts gets a 6-7. And Roberts back up the middle. Going to get over Snyder's head. It does. And Simonik is going to be held at third. So a big 2-out double for Robin Roberts to help his cause. He's been getting it done on both sides now, as he's given the Phillies an opportunity to tack on to their lead, as they've got 2 guys in scoring position and the top of the lineup up. And I'm going to stay with Cuyk. Actually, let's take a look. No, we're going to make the change. Clyde King is going to come in to pitch. He'll go into that top spot. And Thompson then will slide in the 9 spot, and he will play in left field. King will then pitch. So Clyde King comes in. Don Thompson out there to left. And a big opportunity for the Phillies as they've turned the lineup over. 4-5. Can King come in and shut him down? We've got Pee Wee Reese. Got to make a play at short. Can he do it? It is a 14, so he's going to get to the ball. And it is a 16. He's going to make an error. That will plate 2. And the Phillies bust the game open as Reese commits a 2-base error. 2-run score. Wakis goes to second. And the Dodgers now down by 4 with a score of 5-1. So King comes in and gets the ground ball, but Reese and the defense let him down as Reese commits a 2-base error. And both runs are allowed to score, as Ashburn will get a 1-8 offering. And Ashburn smokes this one to right. That will probably score another run, as Wakis is going to get waved around. Furillo is going to come up throwing, though. And we're, of course, going to let the ball play through. 1-11. He scores. It's a 12. Campanella going to try to block. We'll roll it again on a 14. And Wakis is out at home. So Furillo cuts off what would have been the 3rd run of the inning with a BB from right field to Campanella at home. Campanella takes the blunt of the play, but he holds on to the baseball and prevents the Phillies from extending their lead. But they get 2 in the 6th after a 2-base error by Pee Wee Reese, and the Phillies now lead it 5-1. As I lost my white die, it is a 6, and it's a 6-8 to Hodges. And Hodges right at Hamner. That's 1 out. And Campanella, 2-6. a split, it's a 20. And Campanella, this ball stroked deep to left and fly out to the left fielder as Sisler had to run it down, and he makes a spectacular grab. With 2 outs now, Pee Wee Reese, not really a fan favorite right now. After the 2-base error comes up, it is a 2-8 for Reese. And Reese to the left side, that's through for a single. So a 2-out single, and Billy Cox will come to bat. Cox 1 for 2 with that big triple back in the 3rd, but he didn't score. And Cox 1-3. And Cox goes down looking. That's strike 3. King will stay on here in the 7th. Try to hold the Phillies here. But the Dodgers struggling to get to Roberts after that 3rd inning. 6-7 from King. And Robinson now, next chance. Tough play. It is an 8 and a 14. 8 and 14. So Robinson comes up clean, makes the play over to Hodges. 1 away in the 7th. And Del Enos will come up. And he had the big 2-out home run back in the 5th that initially put the Phillies up 3-1. And then they scratch across 2 more in the bottom of the 6th. So, Enos up, facing King this time, and it is a 3-9. And this ball hit to the left side. It's Reese on to first. And Enos is retired as Dick Sisler will now come up. It is bottom of the 7th. Phillies lead at 5-1. Phillies took the actual game 2-0. Both seeing strong pitching performances from Robin Roberts. As Sisler 2-5 on a 3. And Sisler, long fly ball to right center. And that bounces off the wall, a 2-out triple for Dick Sisler. And that brings Hamner to the plate with an opportunity, except we're going to walk Hamner. And we'll let Simonek hit. We'll pitch against Simonek, assuming he stays in the game, and he does. So it'll be King against Simonek. It is a 3-4. On a 17. And Simonek right at Pee Wee Reese, so the strategy pays off. King holds him there after the 2-out triple, and the Dodgers have some ground to make up as Don Thompson will lead things off for the Dodgers in the top of the 8th. They trail 5-1. And a 4-12 for Thompson. On a 2. So Thompson back up the middle. He gets a single. And Clyde King will not hit. We're going with Cal Abrams, as he will come in to pinch hit against Roberts. A 3-11 for Abrams. And that ball right at Hamner, who throws to Galliot at second, on to first. And that's a twin killing as the Dodgers leadoff single goes to waste. 2 outs now. Furillo up. 6-6. On a 4. And Furillo skies this one to center. Does it get over Ashburn's head? It does. It's a double, 2-out double. So the Dodgers showing a little bit of life with 2 outs. Snyder comes up. They've got to keep it going. 5-8. And that's Goliath at second. Tough play coming. It is a 15 on a 13, and he's going to make it. 15 on a 13. Goliath makes the play. Snyder thrown out at first. Side retired. And the Phillies up 5-1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. As we'll go with Haugsted to pitch. So Phil Haugsted will make his debut for the Dodgers this season in a 5-1 ball game. So he's got to hold the Phillies here. They've got 8, 9, and 1 to come up, and I would almost guarantee Roberts stays in the ball game to hit. As Haugsted's first offering of the season is a 2-3. And that's right at Pee Wee Reese. Clean play to first, and Roberts steps in. 1 for 3 with a double. Of course, he'll stay in the ball game. He'll hit. It is a 6-10. And this time it's Reese again. 4, so he will get to the ball, and a 9. So Reese comes up clean with this one, and that's 2 quick outs for Haugsted. And they'll turn it over as Eddie Wakus bats. It is a 6-7. On a split 17. And that ball shot to center. Snyder coming in, fields it. And the Dodgers have 3 outs to work with as they head to the 9th, down by 4 runs. They'll send Robinson to the plate first. And his the first offering from Roberts in the 9th is a 5-4. And that's Simonik, the catcher, behind the plate. On a 2. And a 9. And Simonik makes the play out front. 2-3 put out, 1 away. Hodges, 3-3. And Hodges, dribbler to the left side. That's Jones on to first. Dodgers down to their final out. And it's Campanella, 2-11. On a split, looked like it was a 2. It is. 2-11. And Campy sends this one back up the middle for a single to extend the inning and the ball game. But 1 out away, Roberts is, from a complete game, and he has just about dominated the Dodgers hitters. He's kept them off balance. Only 2 strikeouts, but he has really done a good job managing his way through as Pee Wee Reese comes up. 5-7. On a split, that is a 9. And Reese sharply to right for a single with 2 outs. And Campanella moves over to third base. And that'll bring up Billy Cox. So Cox, the guys on the corners. And the biggest thing of note is that the tying run still remains on deck. That 2-base error looming ever so large here in the 9th. As we get a 6-6 to Cox. On a split, that is a 2. And Cox skies this one deep center field. And that's over the head of Ashburn. Campanella's going to score. And Reese going to be waived. They're going to cut the throw off. Double for Cox. Roberts now tired. And again, how big is that 2-base error committed by Reese? As the Dodgers have played a 2 here in the 9th. But they still trail by 2, 5-3. As Don Thompson steps to the on decks or to the batter's box. He is the tying run, but we are going to take a look. Actually, let's first see if they're going to change pitchers, and they will. And they bring in a righty. So let's take a look here. We're going to go with Edwards. So we'll go with Hank Edwards with 2 outs to face Konstanty. So Roberts knocked out of the game, can't finish what he started. But all they need is 1 out, and it's Jim Konstanty against Hank Edwards. And it is a 1-10 for Edwards. And Edwards, ground ball, pitcher fields it, throws on to first, and the ball game is over. So that 2-base error that plated 2 runs, the error committed by Pee Wee Reese, cost the Dodgers greatly, as the Dodgers plate 2 in the 9th, but it's not enough, and they fall to the Phillies today by a final score of 5-3. Final line for the Phillies: 5 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. The final line for the Dodgers: 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, and that error proved very costly, as the error committed by Pee Wee Reese again plated 2 runs with 2 outs, and that ended up being the difference. Robin Roberts goes 8 innings, 8 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs. 2 of those came in the 9th. Only struck out 2, but he was masterful. Cuyk was pretty good until he got into the 5th with 2 outs, and that's where the damage started. Gave up 3 runs there, gave up 2 more in the 6th, and the Dodgers fall to 3-6. So the Dodgers in the loss column today, final score of 5-3. We'll be back tomorrow as the Dodgers and Phillies go at it again in Game 2 of this 2-game set. But for now, so long, everybody.